Hi everyone, welcome to a new tutorial. So, we have finished almost everything on SOQL queries. Alright, so in today's tutorial, we will be writing couple of SOQL queries together. I have combined a mixture of moderate level SOQL queries and aim here is to practice them because we will be needing these SOQL queries more in triggers and DML, which we will be doing next. Okay, and there will be couple of more videos like this will be first of such. Okay, all right, so these are the 10 SOQL queries we'll be writing, and depending on your experience level you can just take these questions and maybe try it on your own. Freshers and beginners can write down with me as well. All right, so first query is we have to find all the accounts that don't have any related opportunities. We have to fetch account, so we will write the SOQL query on account object. All right, we'll be using query editor, so select id comma name from account, and then in the where clause we have to make sure that we fetch the accounts which does not have any related opportunities. All right, so I will first write it down and then I will explain it. So where id not in, see, opportunity and accounts are associated via account id. So in a where clause we are doing a SOQL query to fetch all the accounts id which are associated with the opportunity, and then we are using not keyword to exclude them. So the remaining IDs are the account IDs which does not have any related opportunity. Whenever we have to do such kind of query where we need to find accounts that does not have any related opportunity, or that does not have any cases, or that does not have any contact, we can write down like this a query in the where clause by which we can include or exclude the id. Okay, we will do some more, but this is the first one. Let's try to execute this as well. And we've got four accounts where we do not have any associated opportunity. So let me copy this and write it down in the solution and move to the next question. Second is retrieve all opportunities closed in last 90 days and amount should be greater than 10,000. Here we have to fetch just opportunity, so there is no need to traverse to any other object. Let's write it down. Select id comma name, maybe amount on opportunity where closed in last 90 days. So we will be using close date and equals to last 90 days, basically where we need a range from today till last 90 days. We have to have all the opportunities which have been closed. So we can use date literals here like this, last 90 days. So it will give you a range from today and previous 90 days. Anything happened in between, it will be picked. And then we also have to find amount. We also have to have a filter on amount because it should be greater than 10,000. So let's execute this. Okay, must be something wrong. Amount not on from, and execute this. Did we get any opportunity? No. Ideally we should get. Alright, let me log in and let's try to remove this filter. Okay, so amount was blank on this opportunity, but we have an opportunity which was closed within last 90 days. So if you have to have an amount as well, then you can just put it like this, and then that will be your query in your org. Okay, in my org there is no such opportunity which is closed within 90 days and amount is greater than 10,000. That is why it is not giving me any. But this is the opportunity. So let me write it down in this solution and move towards the next one. Now third one is, I think, very important: account with more than 3 associated contacts. Many times you will get these kind of questions in interviews as well, because in interviews they have to very quickly judge you, very quickly check your skills, and SOQL query is one of their way to check if you can understand the relationship, if you are comfortable with quickly thinking about how to fetch something. So you may get these kind of questions in the interview as well. So we have to find all the accounts with more than 3 associated contacts. Okay. Generally, till now, if we needed to find account, we were writing query on account. If we needed to find opportunity, we were writing query on opportunity. Here, we need to find the account, but we will be writing query on contact, because we just need to find accounts which have more than 3 associated contacts. I think we can leverage the aggregate functions here. So let me first write it down and then I will try to explain it. Select account dot name, comma, count of ID from contact, and we will use group by account dot name. So all the account name and associated count of contact will be queried here, and then we have to have a filter where we need to make sure that associate counts is more than 3, right? So we can have a filter on count of ID should be greater than 3. Okay, so what we did, account dot name, we have written a query on contact. From contact we can go to account. We have checked this from child to parent SOQL queries in our session. Then we have used count ID, which is one of the aggregate functions we have learned in the aggregate function session. And then we have used group by clause, and then we have used having filter we'll have to use. Okay, so let me copy this. We have to run this. Okay, select account name, contact, group by, and having clause. Let's execute this and see if it gives us any result. Okay, we must have done something wrong. Let us check that. Okay, there is no need to put and here. Let's execute, and then there is one account which has 4 associated contacts, so we will get it in our result, and that's how we are going to write the SOQL query. No need to have no need to use and here, because this is not another grouping. Okay, we can use having clause like this. It is just like where clause. If you have gone through sessions, you must already be aware. All right, let's move on to the next one. List all contact which does not have associated account. This I think is the easiest one. We'll have to find all the contacts. So select ID, comma name from contact, where account ID is equals to blank. So what we are saying, find all the contacts where account ID field is blank, and account ID is the field which associates contact and account. So if it is blank, then that contact does not have any account. Let's execute this, and yes, we have a contact which does not have any account, so we will be able to get it. Let's copy it. Maybe if you want to verify, we'll go there, and you can see account is blank here, so we are right here. Let's copy it and put it on the solution and move on to the next SOQL query. Next one is fetch all tasks associated with opportunity where opportunity status is close won. Okay, so we have to fetch task. Let's write down the query. Select ID, comma name from task, should be subject from task, where now task share a polymorphic relationship with many objects. Okay, so how opportunity and task are associated, there is a field called what id that basically connects a task with the opportunity, and there is relationship is determined by what dot type field. If it is opportunity, then it will fetch opportunity, otherwise it will fetch everything. Okay, so here if we provide what dot type is equal to opportunity, then it will fetch only the task associated with the opportunity. If we do not do that, then it will fetch all task. Okay, could be account, could be opportunity. Okay, so we'll have to have the what dot type is equals to opportunity, and then we can have what dot stage name is equals to closed one. Okay, we might not get anything because I think we do not have any such opportunity. Okay, so if we have to find all the tasks associated with the opportunity, you can use this. Okay, and we will dig this further to get other thing once we create the data, associated data for it. Okay, so let me put it in this solution, and maybe just remove this part. We will dig deeper on this once we create some data for it. Okay, we'll come back with this in the next session. Okay, next query: for each account find its top 3 opportunities by amount. Okay, so for each account find its top 3 opportunities by amount. We have to find it on account, right? Right, let's write it down. Select id comma name from account. Now we have to find the top 3 opportunities. So opportunity is a child object, so we will write a subquery where we will write select id comma name comma amount from opportunities. This is the child relationship name. We can use order by here, so we will order by it via amount, and then we want top 3, so we will do it descending. So top will be on the top, and then we will limit it by 3. Okay, now let's understand it again. We needed to find top 3 opportunities associated with each account, so our main query will be on account, so that we'll fetch each account, and then for each account there is a subquery to fetch the top 3 opportunity based on amount. So we are fetching id name and amount, and then we are ordering it by amount. We are putting it descending so that top amount will be on top, and then we are limiting it to 3 so that we only get top 3. Okay, let's click on execute, and we will be able to get it. Okay, if in case any opportunity does not have does have only one opportunity, if an account only has one, then it will only fetch one. If it has 3 opportunities but none of them has amount, then it will fetch all 3. Okay, so it is going to be like this. Mostly the data issue. If your data is proper, you will be able to find the results properly. Okay, and again, this is just for the practice purpose, so many things might not have the correct data, but in your org you make sure that you have the proper data as well. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is our 7th SOQL query, which says find all accounts having open cases. Now this is very similar to our first SOQL query where we needed to find all cases which don't have any related opportunity. Here we need to find all the cases which are associated with the account, so we will write it just like that. First we need to find account, so our query will be on account. Select id comma name from account. Now it should have an associated open case. So we can find all the accounts ID which have the association with the case like this, where id in, and then in this where clause we can write a query, select account id from case where status not equals to closed. And if you click on execute, you will be able to find such account. So we wrote it exactly similar way, the way we wrote our first SOQL query. Okay, I want you to revise both of these, write it on your own and see if you are able to understand it. Okay. Then next one says that, okay, let me go down. Eighth one says that we need to find all the opportunities where accounts industry is banking and has associated contact, and that contact email id should end with .org. So there are multiple conditions. First, account industry should be banking, then it should have a contact, and contact's email id should be ending with .org. Okay, so let's write it down one by one. We have to find the opportunities. So main query will be on opportunity, select id comma name from opportunity where account industry should be banking. So where account dot industry. So here we are traversing from opportunity to account to fetch the industry, should be equals to banking, and then it says that associated contact should have an email id ending with .org. Okay, so account id in, and then we will again write a SOQL query to fetch account id from contact where email id should be ending with .org. Okay, let me write it down first. Select account id from contact where email like, and then we will have to use the like function .org. Okay, let me explain it. We needed to find all the opportunities, so we are writing it on opportunity. Then we needed to check if account industry is banking or not, so we are checking account.industry is banking, and then we needed to check that it has associated contact and email id should be ending with the .org. Now here we will be checking if account id is in this set. What this set says, it says that fetch all the accounts from contact where email id is ending with .org. So it will give you account ids, and then those account ids will be fetched if the industry is banking. Then based on these two conditions we will fetch the account. Okay, and then based on that we will be able to get the opportunities. Okay, so that's how we are going to write it. Let me click on execute. Sometimes it is just slow. So yes, you will be able to find the opportunity id which has account industry as banking, and that account has an associated contact, and that contact has an email id which is ending with .org. We can verify this very quickly. Okay, sorry. Just a second, guys. Okay, so we have got this opportunity. This has an account. This account has a industry banking, and it should have a contact associated. Okay, I have not added it on page. Let me go to the contact page, and yes, you can see this is the contact which has account ID associated, and if you see, this should have an email ID ending with .org. I have added it to test this scenario, so this is working perfectly fine. Okay, see, sometimes you need to have patience when you are writing SOQL queries. Sometimes those relationship now not might make sense. Sometimes when we write SOQL queries in the where clause, that also might not come that easily to you. Do not worry, it's okay. Maybe write it down on paper and try to understand the relationship and how you can find it. Okay, do not rush. This is a topic which takes practice, so give it time. Okay, let's move on to the next SOQL query. Okay, let me write it down in the solution. All right, then we have the ninth one, which says find all account that have at least one opportunity with stage equals to close one. Now this is also very similar to our first SOQL query, so we will write it just like that. Select ID comma name from account that has at least one opportunity. So where ID in select account ID from opportunity where stage name is equals to closed one. Okay, whenever you have to write queries like this, focus more on the where clause. Here where clause says at least one opportunity with stage equals to close one. So at least one opportunity with stage close one means you have to find the account ID. That's how account and contact are associated. So we'll focus on that ID which connects these two objects. We will fetch that ID because that ID, once we get it in a set, then we will be able to make our main query. So focus more on the where clause. What will be the query we will write in the where clause. Once we are done with that, main query becomes very easy. And how do we do that? The association between account and opportunity is via the account ID. So in the where clause we have to find the account ID so that you can fetch the complete set of accounts. Okay, that's how you are going to do this. Okay, let's execute this. We'll be able to find it. Okay, these are the account IDs we have. Okay, let me write it down in this solution and then move on to our last question for this session, which says get all contacts where parent account currently has an associated open case. This is also very much like our previous question, but here we need to find the contact. So select ID comma let's say last name from contact. I said that focus more on the where clause. So what where clause is? Get all contacts whose parent account should have an open case. Parent account means basically the account associated with the contact. Okay, treat it like that. So let us also get account name. Okay, now here how you will be able to find an association between the case and the parent account. Okay, because it says that parent account should have an open case, so associated account should have an open case. That means the account and cases are connected via the account ID. In case we have a lookup to account which says that okay they are connected, so that account ID field is the field we are looking for. So in the where clause, where ID in, we will fetch the account ID. Select account ID from case where status not equals to closed. Okay, so what we are saying, fetch all the account IDs from case where status is not equal to. case. Now this might have many account IDs. From those account IDs we will be fetching all the contacts which have the association between those accounts. Okay, account and contact. Okay, so we will get the list of account IDs here, and then we will fetch, this should not be ID, this should be account ID, because we will be fetching based on the account ID. Then at the end we will be fetching all the contacts where account ID exists in this particular list. Okay, so that's how we will be able to find the contact where its associated parent account has an open case. So there are three objects involved, and that is why it is very important for us to understand the link between them. Link is via the account ID, not the contact IDs. That is why we are doing the query based on the account ID, not the contact ID. Had it been straightforward like opportunity and account, then we would have queried based on just account ID, or simply just the ID field. But here we are doing it via the account ID. Let's query it and we will be able to get it. Okay, so that's how we will be able to find it. Let me write it down in the answer, and I will put this answer in the resource section as well, so that you get the question as well as the answer. Now these are not the straightforward easy queries, couple of them are actually tricky and moderate level, so I want you to fully pay attention to this, maybe write it down multiple times, come up with your questions. If let's say you're not able to understand something, if you're not able to understand maybe a query written by me, come back to me, ask questions, and I'll be more than happy to even break it down to you in a simpler manner. Okay, but do practice it, and I will put couple of questions in the practice session as well. I'll meet you in the next video with some more lessons. Thank you.